Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we are cutting straight through the noise with a concise 5-point look at the top AI stories shaping the world. It's Monday, December 1st, 2025. And before we jump in, there's a key detail you should know. This program, our AI Daily Deep Dive, was actually researched and generated entirely by AI.
It's an incredible snapshot, really, because what's fascinating here is that you can see these huge technical leaps happening right alongside these escalating ethical debates, capability and consequence, sometimes in the same industry.
So let's start with story one.
Yeah.
A genuine surprise in AI video, Runway, which is a pretty small startup, maybe 100 people.
Right.
They just released Gen 4.5. And it's dominating. It's taken the top spot on the independent video arena leaderboard.
That's the benchmark everyone watches.
Yeah, and it blew past Google's Veo 3 and even OpenAI's Sora 2 Pro. How did this happen?
Well, what stands out is that Gen 4.5 is getting really good at the hard stuff. I'm talking about, understanding real-world physics, complex human motion, cause and effect. That's a huge jump. The CEO, Cristobal Valenzuela, even codenamed it David.
As in David and Goliath.
Exactly. To symbolize them taking on these trillion-dollar corporations.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit more and shift over to the creative world's reaction. While that's happening, you have legendary filmmaker James Cameron.
Terminator, Avatar, a giant.
He's calling generative AI horrifying in a new interview. That's a very strong word.
It is. And his concern, it goes right to the core of artistry. He fears that AI-generated actors' AI performances, that they threaten the whole idea of human, collaborative creativity.
So it's not just about the tech.
No, not at all. He argues tech should amplify what we do, not replace us entirely. It puts him in the same camp as other critics, like Guillermo del Toro.
And it's interesting because while Cameron is worried about these huge prestige films, AI is quietly taking over a whole other market.
The low end.
Right. These short, one-minute vertical soap operas, they're called microdramas.
Yeah.
It's content that's kind of designed to be forgettable.
And that makes it perfect for automation. We're seeing this scale up fast. There's a South Korean app, Vglue, that produced 2 full AI dramas using tools like Google Imagen.
2 full dramas.
Yeah, and then you have Holy Water in Ukraine. They're producing 60-minute series for under $20,000.
Wow.
They call themselves a content laboratory. For them, it's all about speed and automation. That's the new metric.
All right, let's make a pretty jarring but necessary transition from automated entertainment to automated surveillance. This next story is about Securus Technologies, a major U.S. prison telecom company. They've developed an AI model that was trained on, get this, 7 years of inmate phone calls.
7 years.
From places like the Texas prison system.
Yeah.
All to detect planned crimes.
And this is where the ethical alarm bells just go off. Advocates call it coercive consent.
Because there's no real consent.
Yeah, exactly. Inmates have to pay for the calls, and those calls are then used to train the very AI that's surveilling them. And it gets worse. The FCC just voted to allow companies like Securus to pass the costs of these AI surveillance tools back to the inmates and their families.
The people being surveilled are paying for their own surveillance.
Precisely.
Okay, for our last story, let's zoom all the way out to the global race for artificial general intelligence, for AGI. The scale of this is just immense. Citigroup is forecasting $2.8 trillion in data center spending by the end of the decade, all to fuel this race.
And here's where it gets really interesting and frankly a bit scary. Anthropic just revealed its Claude Code AI was exploited.
Exploited how?
By a state-sponsored group. For a cyber attack, it shows just how powerful these systems are and how few guardrails exist. It reminds me of what the AI pioneer Yoshua Bengio said. He warned that a sandwich has more regulation than AI.
That's a powerful image.
It is. It highlights this huge regulatory vacuum right as we're building the most powerful tools in history.
So today we've gone from a small startup's victory in AI video to Hollywood's artistic resistance, to deep surveillance in prisons, and all the way to this trillion-dollar AGI arms race.
It's a lot. And it leaves me with one final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. When you consider the enormous resources pouring into this race for AGI, and you realize these incredibly powerful systems are being built primarily on data from 2 main sources, consumer transactions and start-back surveillance. The question is, what are the long-term implications of building the future of intelligence on a foundation of control and commerce? Something to keep exploring.